Just keep on trying. Alright, a little update what we're doing. I got the, stuff cleaned up and threw some paint on there, a little rust inhibitor paint, rust stop paint. I got a little fan set up to help facilitate drying. Anyway, we'll work on the fuel line. This is what we got. This is 3/8 hard tubing, and we're going to run that basically just down the chassis of the truck, coming out of the tank. This is just a return line. It doesn't need to be high pressure. Some of this Gates barricade 3/8 hose, and go to our Wicks filters, and then we'll be going over to 6AN fitting. It will go to a compression fitting. Compression fitting will go onto the hard line. I need to get one more AN fitting to adapt to a 5/16 to a 3/8. We'll do this 6AN to compression. The compression will go on the hard line you just saw on the ground earlier, and then thread onto this. Make it easy to change the filter. Just some good hose clamps on there. It comes with hose clamps, these barbed fittings do, but I wouldn't suggest using them. Where did I go? Goodness, hold on. Little worm drive clamps. Get that out of here. Fuel injection rated clamps for a 3/8. They do like a full circle. They'll just pull down as you tighten them. But this clamp bracket came with our fuel pump, but we don't need that because it's attached to the sending unit. So we'll just come over here to the vise and we're gonna pinch it and make it flat, and it'll work for our fuel filter. It's a real fancy way of doing this, Alright, let's see if it fits over here. Fits on our filter. Oh, so close. Let's just get creative here. What are we gonna do? Waste this? We weren't gonna use it anyway, right? Alright, we got that flat. Now maybe we can get it shaped the way we want it, right? Probably not. Probably wasted it, like I said. Anyway, I'll take this out and clean up the plastic and all that stuff and get the tank situated in there, and then I'll show you how we throw it back up in there. And we'll have probably a little excess on this hose, but whatever. Oh, and also you have your vent line. I think it's Holley that makes them or whatever. It's like a little rollover valve. We'll put it somewhere up on the frame, higher than the tank, somewhere up under there. So it's just your pressure relief vent thing, since we won't be going back all the way to the front to the canister up there. This is a kind of a budget way of doing it. A lot of people, they'll run just like that braided what is it, gosh, that's what I ran on the Suburban, which in hindsight it was not necessary, and I wish I wouldn't have done it because it was just a pain. And if you go to mess with anything in the future, it's going to be another pain. But I mean, everybody can do what they want. If you're building like a race car and stuff like that, and they require you to have like stainless braided lines and stuff like that, that's fine. But I don't really see the necessity for something like this. This is just a driver truck. It isn't a race truck, So PTFE, I think is what the hose is called, and it's covered in a stainless. I've got a little piece here, I'll show you. But you have to use real pain in the butt crap. It's hard to cut it, hard to get it stretched out right and get the fitting on there, and you stab yourself 1,000 times. It's just not worth it. But anyway, I'll get that going and then get you up under there when we mount the tank and run the hard line up under there. Alright, we're gonna see if we can't bench press this thing up in there. I've been going to the gym. You can tell by looking at those pythons. I've got your tickets to the gun show. All right, let's just see what we can do. This is pretty much a two-person job, but we're gonna go with one person. All the dust and whatnot. I hope I put those strap things in the right place. You know. Oh, what a goober head. Let me take these fuel lines. Stick them over the top here. As always. Probably have to do it twice. It's a holiday. Why am I working? I see a bolt hole. Oh, come on, booger. Sugar booger. Let me get a hammer real quick so I can tap that hanger. Oh. I make so many old man noises for someone that's not really an old man yet. Working on getting to be an old man. Alright, back to the hammer. Oh, touched too far. Come here. Bam. Probably too far. Okay, tap it back a tiny bit. Left-handed hammering, you know, not always the best thing. Okay. Let's see where that put us, huh? Rolling out to do a little pivot action. Oh, kind of got it there. Look at that light. It ain't doing anybody any good over there, is it? Snake man. Snake farm.
Snake farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake farm, it pretty much is.
Look at that. Ooh, ooh. What do we got here? Look at that, look at that. Fish on. Now we're cooking with kerosene. It's a 14 millimeter, in case you're wondering. Ugh, tank is hung. Tank is hung. And what I'm gonna do up here, you know, it's, you know, rubber hose, not protected. I'm gonna get a piece of radiator hose. Just slip around it. A little double insulator, huh? Huh? Look at that. That's thinking with your noggin right there, bud. All right, got the rest of the bolts into the fuel tank. So the fuel line's gonna be pretty simple because the frame just has like one little dog leg in it. So that's not gonna be much, but I don't know. God knows what's in my mouth. Anyway, so yeah, we'll I'll just kind of give you an idea how to put a flare fit, or not a flare, like it's a ferrule fitting, compression fitting. Anyway, I'll show you how to do that real quick, and then I'm just going to feed it from the top side, and then I'll cut the excess that I need to cut off of from the engine side. All right, so here's what we got: compression fitting, 3/8 compression fitting. This goes on the back side. That's your female side. This is your compression fitting. It's a ferrule. A ferrule. Some people call it an olive, I guess. Anyway, sometimes they're bidirectional. This one looks like it is. So other times they're not. No, that's good. There we go. Okay. You want that buttered, that all the way to the end. Tighten, you know, just hold it to the end. I don't have AN wrenches because I'm not fancy. I don't do this every day for a living, but you'll want to have a backup. And I like to, you know, usually you should probably wear gloves, but you want to keep pressure on this side to keep the ferrule pressed up against the hose, the end fitting, the outlet fitting, pressed up against the ferrule on the line. It doesn't take a whole lot to get it tight, but there it is. Not much. There's gauges you can buy that'll tell you if it's tight enough. There we go. It's pinched up against there. Then we'll center down. And this will connect to our soft line coming from the tank. And I need to put some clamps on there. Well, that tested the ferrule, right? I'll go ahead and put that back on. Well, go ahead and put the clamp on, not that clamp. The new clamps, remember, you want to use the fuel injection clamps because they wrap around. There's a million different brands of fittings and all that stuff out there, and I just get whatever's a reasonable price. It seems like a decent quality. These have worked. I've put a few thousand miles on the Suburban. No problems with this brand. I don't even know what brand it is. Evil Energy, I think is what it is, probably. I don't like using a flathead screwdriver for pretty much anything other than prying stuff, so it's nice to have nut drivers that are the correct size, which this is a 7mm. So, yeah. This is where we're at. Pretty exciting stuff. Yeah, you want to be able to get those from the bottom. And I like to leave the label toward the bottom too, so you can catch that part number pretty easily. That's pretty handy. It's always good to write a date on there, and the mileage. Mileage kind of irrelevant because it's going to have 0 miles on it, but I'll get a paint pen and write the date on it. What is today anyway? October?
What's today? October?
I don't know. Alright, there we go. Anyway, whenever I go to hang the lines up, I'll get you down there so we can. We're just gonna use some we call them idle clamp, idle clamps. Adele, it's not the singer. Idle clamps. Shoot, I don't know. Alright, so you kind of want to leave yourself a little wiggle room here whenever you go to mount it. I'm not mounting it yet, but I'm just going to give you a little idea. So say you got to go to replace this filter. Well, you don't want to be over here where it's like, oh no. You just leave a little drip leg almost is what you want it to be. You know, just a little slack. Actually, we'll probably have the bracket on the top, and the filter will be down here because we want to put the return above it so it's not in the way whenever you go to replace the filter. You don't want to fight that thing. So yeah, we'll do that, and then we're about to drop the hard line and just kind of sort that out. And then we'll stub it out up under the hood there. This hard line that we're using is pretty flexible, so we'll it's not much to line it up, you know. It isn't much of a fight, which is always nice, all things considered to how it usually is. I mean, you can bend this stuff by hand. It's pretty pliable. Anywhere where it's going to touch metal, we're going to insulate it. You know, we'll put insulated idle clamps, strap it to the frame, keep it from vibrating. You don't want it rubbing holes in it and stuff like that. And then get your favorite tubing cutter. So this stuff's pretty flexible, so you can't just go pinching the heck out of it with your tubing cutters. You want to just lightly cut it. And then we'll have a flex hose that comes up to the injector rail, the fuel injector rail. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna remember this guy, compression fitting, and then there we are. We have our barbed fitting to go to our soft line up to the fuel rail. And before we finalize it, we'll put some rubber line or something around there. Anywhere it touches metal, you want to protect it so it doesn't rub a hole through it. You don't want to end up with a fuel leak, especially at 60 pounds or whatever, 58 pounds. But yeah, I'm just gonna repeat the process for the return line. It's gonna be the same thing. I don't think you really need to watch it. All right, we're back at it. We're gonna try to get the fuel lines kind of mounted in place a little bit. Just gonna use some little 1/4-20s because that's what fits these idle clamps. There we go. At least we can get the nut started now. Another one of the road's treats, a banana. Trick of the day. There we go. Where you going? Nowhere.
He's going nowhere. Where you going? Nowhere.
We're gonna have to drill a hole on this next one here in the frame, just to put it about where we want it, which will be about right there. Good. See if I got a decent drill bit. It's one thing you can never have enough of. It's good drill bits. I don't know. I burn through these dang things. That one's doing something at least. There's some metal flying. There we go. Got that part done. Let's see if we can't tap it in. Just tap it in. Tap-a-roo.
Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
Where'd the socket go? Oh, it's on the ratchet. That makes sense. See if this will work out, or if I have to trim that bracket for the heat shield. May just have to notch it because it's kind of in the way. Don't make me get the angle grinder out. Okay, let's try this again. Maybe put us a little washer in there just to stand it off of the frame some, I guess. Okay, a little bit there. Okay, I think that'll be good. It'll be real nice. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good.
Come on, Morty, just take it easy. Morty, it's gonna be good.
Anyway, this is kind of a little rundown of doing fuel lines for you know, LS swaps or fuel injection swaps. The same concept if you did like a Holley Sniper or something on your factory style stuff. Let's see if we can't finish this up. I got a clamp that I think will fit this here. Boy, that barricade stuff grabs, doesn't it? Oh, there we go. Look at that. All right. Where's the old Taparuski? Jeez. Why is it slipping in the truck so much? Come on. I moved it out to the dang flats. Let's try it again. That is just not working. I don't know how people do this. Now let's do it the old-fashioned way, huh? let's go ahead and put this on here, and then we'll wrap up the fuel system until we can put the engine in. Then we can do it, finish up under the hood. Well, it probably helps if I put that on. Anyway, that about wraps it up for the fuel system under the truck. Like I said, we'll finish up when we get the engine in, then we can knock out the rest of that. So, hope you enjoyed watching me fumble around.